Jonnu Smith is available. Again,
He's
reliable.
another interesting one that can kind of land in almost any of those spots.
Big body, good hands.
Reminds me a lot of Delaney Walker. I like him a lot.
Very similar conversation to Henry. Probably not quite the same tier as Henry. I think it's Henry and then a tier and then Jonnu, but he looked really good with Tannehill and co. I think a lot of teams are going to be looking at what he wants to get on the market.
Yep.
I also wouldn't be surprised to watch Buffalo try and do something because their tight end play is where they were lacking most. I mean, Knox is serviceable, but he's not going to. He has way too many drops. They're really primarily using their tight ends as backup pass catchers if they absolutely need to be. But that would add a whole other dimension to a team that's already terrifying at receiver.
Right.
Yeah, and whoever they get does need to be a very good blocker for their scheme. So if you can get someone that's got both sides of the coin in a tight end, then I'd agree that could help them significantly. Knox looked like he could have been something special, and then I don't know, his hands just seemed to disappear.
Yeah, no, he's inconsistent in that area. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be terrible for them to have a tight end that can do both of it, but if they can hold on to Knox and they can get somebody that can be a threat in the passing game, I mean, that really opens up a whole lot of things because I don't see Stephon Diggs stopping doing what he's been doing.
No, absolutely not. He solidified himself, in my opinion, as a top 5 receiver, and not just from last year, but he amplified what he's been doing, and he's a top 5 receiver in the NFL, just in general. That talent he's got, he's so good. Now we're going to move on to some big boys. We got Joe Thuney, who was not tagged. Surprised he's going to make his way into free agency.
Give me Thuney. Give me him.
And Corey Linsley also making his way to free agency. There are very few teams in the NFL that can't use either of these guys. So,
yeah, their market is huge.
Pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I expect some pretty monstrous offers to them. Give me Thuney. Zeitler, I like as well, but he's a little older. I'm not sure how many good years he's got left, but would still be an improvement to most teams. Wherever he might go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it really matters. I don't think either one of their phones is going to lack for ringing.
Nope, I'm very sure you're right. Let's move over to the defensive side now, because there's a lot of really good names on here that, as a Cowboys fan, I'm looking at. So we'll just start with Shaq Barrett, Matt Judon, Bud Dupree, the the linebackers, excuse me. That's a lot of talent right there in those first 3. Again, I can't think of a team that wouldn't benefit from Shaq. I don't know how any team let Shaq Barrett walk to free agency.
They had a lot of contract things to work on down in Tampa. So I can see everyone just got an embarrassment of riches.
You can't keep everybody at that point.
I know.
Barrett is great, though. He's gonna get a bag. Judon, I'm not sure. He fits the Ravens scheme super well. I'm not sure how they'll perform on another team, a less elite defense where he's got a lot more attention on him. I would worry about that. So I don't know how much I'd want to pay him. I wouldn't want to throw a boatload of money at him if it's, especially if it's guaranteed, maybe work out something that's performance based or or something like that. But I trust him a lot less than guys like Shaq Barrett. Is Ngakoue a free agent now?
Yeah, we're gonna get to him in a little bit. I mean, we can talk about him now, but yeah, Yannick Ngakoue, he's a free agent. Let me just run through some of the other names. Leonard Floyd, I don't get it. Hassan Reddick, I don't get it. Dalvin Tomlinson, Yannick Ngakoue, Carl Lawson, William Jackson, Shaq Griffin. Like, this free agent class on defense is an all-star defense. Like, this is a Pro Bowl team.
Yeah, I mean, teams. You're going to see more unexpected cuts because a whole bunch of teams are now in cap hell. No one was planning for a sudden down cap year when all projections were that it was going to keep going up and up. So,
especially teams that just paid their players a whole bunch of money.
Yeah. What I've heard is. What I've heard tossed around is that the NFL might be about to experience a complete tectonic shift in who the good and bad teams are because of this. Because there's a whole lot of normally bad teams that have all the options in the world right now, and a whole lot of previously good teams that are suddenly in cap hell, need to make some really difficult decisions that are going to have long-term consequences. This is the kind of year that can pay dividends a decade from now, potentially, for what kind of team you build, what kind of culture you instill. So it's pretty exciting. It's really fun to see what's going to happen in the NFL this year.
There's going to be so many different things also that make a big difference, like the upcoming TV deal that the NFL is going to have to work out, which would probably, from what I'm hearing, is going to make the NFL so much money that they're just going to skyrocket the salary cap. And they're also talking about either not having quarterbacks count against the salary cap or creating a separate cap for quarterbacks, which, if that happens, is going to help the Cowboys. It's going to help the Chiefs. It's going to help whoever is going to be the one that trades for Deshaun Watson. So there's going to be a lot of money thrown around for quarterbacks coming up. We'll talk about one of them in just a little bit. But yeah, these free agents, man, this is just, again, Aaron Jones, a free agent. He's got so many teams that he can walk onto and instantly make an impact. The Dolphins, he goes to the Dolphins, he makes them a playoff team that can do some real damage. The Bills, if the Bills had Aaron Jones, they might have won the Super Bowl. It's just crazy to think how one player could shift a team so drastically. Just like, again, going back to, let's see, any of these defensive tackles. I mean, Yannick Ngakoue, defensive end. If the Cowboys had him, their team, their pass rush is so much different. If they get any of these defensive players, their run defense just improves and makes them a better team. The Giants.
Well, that's the way I feel with the Giants. I mean, if we get in with everything that's out there, you get yourself an edge rusher and like a cornerback, because there's tons of them out there.
I mean, you put Joe Thuney on the Giants right now, and if that Giants defense plays the way they did last season, that's a team that can make a deep run in the playoffs.
I mean, it certainly could. I mean, you are missing a couple of things on the defense that you want. Like I said, you want to get a little bit more of an edge rusher, and you want to shore up your secondary. But, I mean, if it plays with the same defensive intensity, you don't need to go out there and buy up everything you can get your hands on. You just need a few things here or there. And then, yeah, go ahead, make a big splash and spend some big money on a lineman to shore up and keep Daniel Jones upright, and make sure that, Saquon's got a wall in front of him when he returns, because he's had basically the year off.
Yeah, the Giants are the best bad team in the NFL, in my opinion. Their defense.
Well, I also like what the coaching staff is doing. They accepted that this is like, listen, we're not going to be good right away. It's not going to happen, but everybody just follow the plan, trust what we're doing, buy into it, and trust me, we will get better.
Yeah, the Giants, like I said, really good offensive lineman makes a drastic change for the Giants. I mean, it is crazy. So that's really all of the big free agents that haven't been tagged or signed yet. We're going to take a quick break, and on the other side, we're going to go through who has signed a contract or who has been tagged, and then we're going to talk about Russell Wilson. We're going to talk about Deshaun Watson, and where we think they might end up. So don't go away. Stay tuned. You are listening to Dan D'Antoni Sports. And welcome back to Dan D'Antoni Sports. The first half of the show, we went through all of the free agents to be. Now we're going to go through those who were set to be free agents, but that was not meant to be. I have up from March 3rd, which is the last time we did a show, all of the different free agent signings, cuttings, etc., and we're just going to go through that. All right? So we'll start March 4th. We'll work our way down all the way through to today. Lions cornerback Desmond Trufant notified that he will be released. Solid player. Not one that I think is going to make or break a team, but if a team needs a reliable corner that is definitely well experienced, he's a guy that you could absolutely get, and he will help your team at least be as good as you were last year.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think anyone signed him to a long-term deal unless it's like a vet bid. Yeah, he'd be better than what some teams have. He's got to fit your timeline, but he'll certainly have a market.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a guy that's a one-year contract, maybe try and give him a year to stand out again, or you give him, if he's willing to, alleviate some stress into what you're looking for the long run you're talking about, like maybe a 2-year deal to just have somebody there that you know you can plug in and play.
He's a 2-year with a team option, though.
Well, yeah, usually.
The next big free agent news, Saints release after 12 seasons their punter Thomas Morstead.
A travesty.
Yep.
An absolute travesty.
As we noted, Ben Roethlisberger signs another contract with the Steelers for the 2021 season. Seahawks released wide receiver Josh Gordon and tight end Greg Olson.